Say cheese. Yo, it's your boy Chef Jason, the original bubbling star of Trinidad and Tobago, live and direct right here in the EAF Studios. We're gonna be making fresh mozzarella cheese today. Yes, you heard it right, fresh mozz. No store-bought stuff. I'm gonna show you the process from A to Z. So join me and let's see what develops. So, fresh mozzarella. Some people like to buy it. Some people don't have the skill to actually make it, but it's dead simple. Believe me. All you need is a few simple ingredients. And I'm going to walk you through the process today as mentioned. So let's get started. Now I have here 1 1/4 gallons of fresh cow's milk. You cannot use the pasteurized one that is in the supermarket. You have to get it fresh from the cow because it has a certain milk and fat content that you're looking for inside the cheese making. So let's add this to the pot. So we need to separate the curds from the whey in this process. We need an enzyme, it's called citric acid, very popular in soft drinks as well as even in vitamin C tablets. So I have 1.5 teaspoons of citric acid and 1 cup of chlorine-free water. I need to dissolve it. And what this is going to do is separate the curds from the whey so that we get that protein inside of milk, which is known as casein, separated from the liquid protein to what we know as whey. Slowly drizzle it into my perforated spoon. And once I do that, I need to mix it vigorously. When mixing it, you want to do this for about 30 seconds to ensure that it is evenly dispersed amongst the milk. Great. So what we need to do now is bring this to a temperature on the stove to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. So what we have here is basically our 20 cups of cow's milk on the stove with our citric acid. It's on a medium temperature. Why I said 88 degrees Fahrenheit earlier on is because we need to have respect for the temperature of this milk. It has live culture in it as well as live protein. And for us to get the best mozzarella, we cannot overheat this milk. We want to keep it at 88 degrees Fahrenheit because it's going to affect the integrity of the end product. These are rennet tablets. What is rennet? Rennet is a natural enzyme that is in the stomach lining of calves. Usually when they drink their mother's milk, it's a bit problematic to digest. So this enzyme breaks the milk down, it precipitates it, and it makes it easy for them to digest. We are using the same enzyme in tablet form. It's also available in liquid form. And we're going to take half of the tablet, and I'm going to put it inside of this cup, and I'm going to dissolve it in 4 tablespoons of chlorine-free water. So now that it's dissolved, what this is going to do to the cheese is, after the citric acid has caused the curds and whey to separate, the rennet is going to cause the precipitation or the curds to come together, to clump. That's what rennet does. It's a natural coagulant. So at this point in time, you see that it's at 81, 82, it's steadily rising, and we're looking for 88. Wonderful. At this point, we want to add the rennet in, let it evenly distribute, and stir it in for 30 seconds. We also want to bring it up to a temperature of 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just 2 degrees higher than when we added the rennet. So it's steadily rising right now. We're at 88 degrees, moving to 89. And you want to move around the milk sometimes because it might have pockets of coldness. And bam, that's it, 90 degrees. We need to stop now. Again, having respect for this milk, take it off the heat, and you want to cover it down. What's going to happen here is that the coagulating agent, that is rennet, is going to cause the curds to really start to form. It's going to rise to the top and the curds are going to stay there while the whey drops to the center. We need to leave that for 10 minutes undisturbed. All right, so 10 minutes has gone by. Let's check this out. So what you can see here is the curds are developed. Very important. You can see the curds on top, the whey below. Check this out. If I insert this inside here, you could see that you're starting to get that precipitated curd that rose to the top as mentioned. We need to cut this curd and separate it from the whey. I'm going to be using a knife, and I want to go straight down the center and gently cut it. Now there's a certain rigidity in cutting this, and that's a good thing because obviously I'm feeling that firmness of that creamy curd. At this point right now, we need to heat it again. Yes, cheese making process may be a little long, but it's rewarding. We want to bring it back up to 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, this is the glory part. This is what it's called the money shot going on here right now. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey, baby. Check that out. So I'm just trying to remove any little pieces of whey that must be left inside there. You know, we don't waste anything inside here. No way we wasting anything in the cheese. I mean, look how beautiful this is. You don't need an app to find the best cheese. Just download Waze. So, my curds are out of the way. To get some of that additional, yeah, out of the way. To get all that additional whey out of the way, I have a strainer here lined with some cheesecloth, muslin cloth, same thing. And I'm gonna add it inside here. Just like that. This is actually gonna ensure, as you can see, the additional whey to drip out. So as you can see, we removed all the whey from this as possible. It's drained out. It's nice and firm. So it's time to cook the curd now. I have some hot water. To make mozzarella, you need to stretch the curds, knead the curds, allow them to develop. And that needs to be done at a temperature internally of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have almost like boiling water here, 185 to 200 degrees, and I'm gonna put it inside here. And this is gonna melt the curds and allow me to get that stretching ability on. With that inside here, I need to season it. This is where the marinating and actually impregnating the cheese with a lot of flavor is going to come in. A little bit of salt. I would say probably like about a teaspoon. I like thyme, so 1 teaspoon of thyme powder. Fresh thyme, that is. And we need to flavor this cheese. What do we use? The stuff that flavors the world. Angostura orange bitters. Maybe like about 5 to 6 dashes. This is where the work comes in. I get a spoon, and I need to allow it to mellow in the water right now. If you would see, the curd is actually starting to break down now. It's starting to get stretchy. All those flavors are coming together. I'm smelling the thyme, smelling the citrus bitters, and the salt is going to flavor it. Now this is going to be hot. So I'm going to use the spoon again. And this is imperative because if you ever get mozzarella cheese that is firm on the inside, it means that the curd has not developed. It's still firm. By stretching it, we're allowing the moisture to fill those protein strands inside of the cheese and allow it to be nice and moist and stretchy so that when you bite into the cheese, it's full with texture. See, that stretch is what we're looking for. You could only achieve that when the cheese is hot. We're looking at 135 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees to make this cheese stretch properly. So ideally, you want to stretch this for 6 to 7 minutes until the curd develops. How do you know if it develops? You're going to get this nice, shiny appearance. It's almost there. And when you see that, it's going to have a gloss on it. It's going to stretch much easier. The curds are going to ripen. And therefore, you're going to feel that nice texture that you know mozzarella is known for. So remember that nice glossy appearance I spoke to you about earlier on, as you could see? That's what we got there. We're good with this. It's resplendent. It's time to shape it. Okay, so time to shape this cheese. Before we do that, we need to create a brine for it. I have 3 cups of water inside here. That's cold water and a tablespoon of salt. The salt is actually going to flavor the cheese as it sits inside of it, and also it would lock off the exterior, that is the outside of the cheese, to ensure that it doesn't stale or get bruised. You just mix it up like that. At that point in time, let's shape the cheese. To do this process, What you want to do is just keep on folding the cheese over and in, just like that. See how I'm just folding it back in? And then you want to just pinch it like this. When you pinch it, you get these nice small pieces of cheese. I'm doing it. Of course, you could do it in bigger rounds if you want. But check that out. Nice small pieces, and I just want to put it inside of the cold water. And that will help it set and firm up and hold its shape. I'm going to continue with the rest. I mean, this is amazing. Simply delicious. Whether you use it on pizza, grilled cheese sandwiches, caprese salad like what I did here today, it's delicious any way possible. I urge you to try it. Post your pictures to EATAFood. Let us know what you are using your fresh mozzarella cheese for. I'll see you next time. Chef Jason out.